And we're live once again for the Quest and Quill M1 facing the frontier. This week, the party finds themselves recovering from yet another nighttime ambush. And, well, they were successfully able to fend off their attackers. The monk went down, and we're live. The party's not looking in such good shape. M1 facing the frontier. Let's see this week what they're going to do this week. Finds them Quest Quill. Dun dun dun. So, I believe we left off with the monk still down.
I think I got healed.
Yeah, Lula brought him up. She ran to him.
Lula brought me up, and then I straightened up.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah, remember he said, "Son of a bitch got me."
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I remember that now.
So,
And
with that sorted then, and the hedgehog man also, I think, also just being healed, how would everybody like to proceed on this early morning?
Well, first, John would like to, look for the hedge folk that ran off, see if they're still in the area.
You see, like, one over there a little bit in the distance, and he seems to be checking out the scene. There's maybe two more sitting on a rise, just a little bit over, checking out what's going on, seeing the stillness. One of them, like, you can see them start to walk back, though they haven't quite yet returned.
Okay. So John would raise his arm and he would wave to them. It's safe! Your friend is hurt!
Luna is going to make sure Saul does not get up so he can rest. And Luna's going to take over at least breakfast duties this one time.
Okay.
Do I need to roll?
I mean, are you planning on doing anything fancy? Or are you just trying to not poison everyone?
Yeah, I'm trying to not make shit food.
Try not to kill us, please.
I think you can boil some beans without having to roll for it. You guys are able to make breakfast. The rest of the hedgehog folk come back. One of them driving in is Chief Spike. You hear some low moans and rumbles amongst them, which Saul is able to understand. Most of them are expletive. Chief Spike, however, comes back and says, "Okay." And he seems to take in the situation, looking at the bodies on the ground, which you guys now notice seem to be humanoid and warped like the last one, though all of seemingly strange backgrounds. And it appears that one indeed seems to be some sort of mutated hedgehog folk. Another one seems to be rather stumpy, as though he's a halfling. Two of them appear human, and the last one a dwarf. the 2 humans and a dwarf, as well as the halfling, seem to still be wearing their copper badges, copper deputy badges. And Chief Spike comes in for a second, and after sitting and taking a deep breath with you, he says, "Thank you. I don't know how I can repay you. It's you saved his life." And the severity of the situation seems to creep over him. He pulls out a pipe and starts smoking some of the tobacco that Saul gave him the night before. While he sits, you notice that his scout seems to be up in a tree, and 2 of the others seem to have gone, seemingly to do a perimeter. Saul can hear that there's some confusion about how the hell they got past the guards without being noticed. The night watch without being noticed. The rest of you sit while Lula tries not to burn the beans. Does anybody want to do or say anything?
Did we find anything on the bodies beside the copper badges?
That's just what's obvious to see. You can do an investigation check if you'd like to.
Sure. 11.
11. You don't seem to find anything seeming of value. Their weapons are gone. You do find a handful of bullets in one pocket, about 5 bullets in one of their pockets. You find, let's roll me 2 d20s. You find that equivalent in silver between all of them, or silver and copper between all of them. But their guns have been taken off, their belts have been taken off, and it seems that even the clothes that they're wearing have been put on somewhat haphazardly. Like they were stripped down and then redressed, in a rush, or perhaps by dull fingers.
Okay. Aslan will hand the bullets to Saul.
Yeah, he's just
And,
lying flat on his back.
Then he'll hand them to Lula.
Not now, Aslan. I'm busy cooking, unless you want to eat some bullets.
Breakfast? Aslan forgot about the bullets.
Well, I hope it's breakfast and not just bricks.
And
Ready yet? And then he'll stick a finger in the pot.
Well,
It's hot. It burns.
Who could have seen that coming?
you just stop it, Aslan. Get out of here. Just wait. You have it. You have it. Just wait.
Okay.
So we'll spend this time to complete a short rest, if that's all right. Just to bandage himself up and make him.
You guys can sit, relax, take a short rest. If nobody wants to do or say anything, you can pass and have breakfast.
yeah, John has stuff he'd like to do.
Okay, please.
Yeah. So first he would approach Chief Spike, and he would say, "Quite the campsite you brought us to, Chief Spike."
You see him looking around with wide, wary eyes as well. He goes, "Well, we've been sleeping here 4 days. No issues until you showed up."
Fair point. But we did still help save you guys and rescued your friend there who had gotten snabbed. And he would gesture to the wounded hedge folk.
I know, and we definitely owe you a debt of gratitude. We will help you get south of the mountains, and I can link you with an old friend in the swamp, perhaps, that might be able to help you on your way.
That'd be much appreciated. We can get every help we'll take every help we can get. We most definitely need it. So Chief Spike there's anything else that you need of us beyond finding the pups, please let us know as well. But for now, I need to take a look at the bodies. That one over there looks like it could be familiar. And he would point to the halfling's corpse and begin walking to it.
Yeah, Saul will come along.
No, oh no, you don't. So Lula's gonna make sure Soul stays.
No,
away.
aren't you cooking?
Well, I don't want Soul to leave. No,
I'm
no,
gonna
no, no,
sneak
again.
away. He's gonna sneak away while she's distracted.
No, I don't. Hell no, I don't want that. No, Soul, don't move.
That's a 22.
Shoot.
Yeah, I'm sure that
Lula.
beats your passive.
You're trying not to burn those beans. Soul makes it away. And
Yeah.
you guys can go and check out the bodies. Soul recognizes without having to do anything, and super high passive, whatever it is. Man, that same worm-like cilia covers their bodies. On the 4 like regular-sized corpses, the eyes are completely gone, whereas on the halfling, they seem as if he scratched them out himself. And while the face is disfigured and damaged, it's very familiar.
It's our guy. Alright.
John would approach and he would make a face of disgust at the bodies or at the body. But then he would see that the halfling looks a little familiar, and then he would kneel beside him, and then upon recognizing him that it is in fact the deputy from the ranch, he would look sad and he would lay a hand upon his chest, and he would say, "Rest easy, little one. We will avenge you." And then John would look to Saul and he would ask, "How you feeling, Saul? Are you okay?
Gives a thumbs up.
Can you help me with these bodies?" And then he would grab the deputy by his little deputy vest, and he would begin to lift him up. And
Saul will pick him up from the boots end.
yeah, I guess we would drag him like to next to like a rock, like a large rock or a boulder or something, and then we would begin to pile the bodies there.
As you're doing this, the hedgehog folk also go and gather their fallen comrade. And while you start to pile the things on, you hear them chatter amongst themselves, and Chief Spike asks, Is that your traditional practice?"
John would say, "Well, usually we bury our dead, but for this situation, I think we best burn them. These monsters, we don't know what they're capable of, and perhaps they can come back to hunt us again. I think it's best if we dispose of them completely, and it's the best that we can do instead of leaving them for the buzzards."
Chief Spike looks at you very seriously and goes, Yeah, I agree. If it's not against your traditions or your ancestors, then it's best we dispose of them in an intelligent manner.
I just think to burn them. So, do you think we could dig a hole big enough to prevent all that smoke?
We leave today. This place is shaken anyways. Not a good hideout no more.
True. Though, to be honest, I'm very curious as to where these creatures are coming from. Do you think perhaps your tracker could pick up a trail?
Absolutely. He's the best.
We should know at least the general direction for now, before we decide if we follow them or if we continue south.
As you say this, you hear a whistle from somewhat down the hill of, and you see the like tracky looking hedgehog, the one with the short bow and the hood, and he seems to already be somewhat on the trail, and he's found where at least some of these creatures came from.
John would approach him and say, "What do you got?"
He like looks at you and he goes, don't 4 that way.
And in which direction does he point?
So from where you guys are, where the map is, the hill sort of slopes down like that. He points first of all towards somewhat of like the south east, towards where the rail is, and like towards where the tunnel is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then with the other one, he goes 1 that way, and he points southwest.
Okay. And he looks sort of to the southwest and he says, the tracks that lead that way, are they any different from the rest?
He's small.
All right then. And then John would return to the party, and he would relay to them, saying that most of the creatures seem to have come from the tunnels, from that direction, but that one of the tracks of the creatures, or perhaps a different assailant, perhaps one that we didn't see, has headed southwest. And then he would ask, we could pursue this track, and if it happens to end up in nothing, it wouldn't be too much of a detour to the swamps. What do you guys think? Shall we investigate where these creatures are coming from, or should we just head south since we might be on a clock?
You're gonna hear just a whoosh of fire erupting up where Saul's been dousing the bodies in lantern oil. At least has lit them up.
Okay.
And he turns back and he points to the southwest. Where
Well,
the tracks are.
we have his vote. What about you, Aslan, Frank, and Lula? What do you think we should do?
Aslan will look up from the pot of beans and pretend that he's been hearing all along. Yes, what Saul said.
Okay.
What Saul said, indeed.
Frank?
I think we should just go south. No need to delay any further.
Well, so I'm gonna whoop your ass. I think we should try get rid of them slimy guys that came after us, and then go for that big one. I think we should do that. So I'm really gonna whoop your ass. I hate you right now.
He's gonna sniff the beans and frown.
Oh, okay, all right.
So, with that decided, you guys know where you're heading?
Yeah, we're going southwest, and we're following the trail.
Well, you make this decision and you're left with the tracker. Your chief Spike informs you is called Swift Shoe. He leaves you with some gifts, seeming to show his gratitude for what you guys did in saving his man's life. He leaves you some herbal medicine, some pouches of dried salves and balms, which equate to about 5 uses of your healer's kit, Lula.
Well, that's great.
Nice. That
On
should come
top
in
of that,
handy.
he gives you some dried pemmican made with natural fats and honey, tree fat and honey. And if you guys don't know what pemmican is, it's pretty gross, but vegan pemmican's even grosser. So it's like 3 things: berries, fat, and meat that all should rot, and then you put them together and like squeeze the crap out of it and dry it, and for whatever reason it stays fine.
Yeah, it holds for a long ass time.
Which equates to about a ration, effectively like 15 rations.
Okay.
Or 3 days worth of rations for the whole party. He then says, Well, I'm sorry I couldn't give you more. I do appreciate it, but I promise you, you're welcome whenever you come to our lands, and you'll be greeted by a good friend. Swiftshoe will take you.
We're not Chief Spike. Your assistance will most certainly come in handy. Until our paths meet again, Chief.
What's the name of your friend?
You want to meet Green Leatherback?
Never mind.
Okay.
He is an old and wise chief. He will help you. His clan reside. I'm messing up the accent so bad. Sorry, I'm trying to think about things while I talk as well. It's very difficult.
You're good.
His clan reside in the swamps, and they control the waterways. You people may say that your barges and boats may travel freely, but they only travel freely with Leatherback's permission. And then he will bid you farewell. And with the smoke now blazing, him and the rest of his men, except for Swiftshoe, which is left with you, make a brisk pace to get away as quickly as possible.
Where did we settle on AI? Is AI going with them, or is he coming with us?
He's going with them and heading towards Tenton, last I remember, unless anything has changed.
Are we sending the horse, the draft horse, with them?
Yeah, you guys didn't decide. That was on you.
I'm okay with giving AI the horse.
AI doesn't know how to ride the horse.
Yeah, but he can guide it by the reins, right?
I mean, yeah, if you want, yeah, you're welcome to.
Yeah, I guess John would tell him to take the horse back to Tenton, and to return it to Mr. Weejan. And I guess he would give him some basic instructions to make sure it gets water and give it time to graze a couple times a day.
Of course, Master Morello. I will do my best to be of assistance.
Thank you, AI. Best of luck to you.
And best of luck to you. Safe journeys.
Godspeed.
And they will make their way off, trying to get out of there as quickly as the AI's little legs will take them. Are you guys moving?
Yeah.
Seems to be.
Breakfast first.
Did we have a short rest for breakfast?
Yeah,
you guys have got your short rest.
Yeah, we've had our short rest.
And you've eaten and done all of that, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, we would move on then. Unless someone wants to do something or say something else.
Nope.
Alright.
Anybody? Going once, going twice? Swiftshoe. This small, lean hedgehog folk tracker leads you down this path towards a gully. At the base of the gully, you find what is a dry riverbed, and he leads you along this riverbed. Even you guys can see the small tracks clear as day in the sand. And then suddenly, as quickly as he'd been leading you along this narrow riverbed, he stops, and he notices his ears prick up. He looks around.
John will crouch down and I guess hide in the grass, yeah.
Yeah, drop down.
And as you guys get low, he points his fingers at the tracks and he goes, 1 tree.
Ow! John stumbles over and he gets pricked by a thorn. Sorry, I rolled a 1 for stealth.
Oh, I'll go ahead and roll too.
I guess I'll roll that as well.
He says,
"Is it really worth for Frank to roll stealth?"
It's 26 for me.
So he says, sorry.
As John stumbles, Aslan was right behind him, and he's gonna trip on him and fall on top of John.
So as you guys are making noise behind you, just gotta go shh, shh, and in Beast Folk, yeah, holy Zimbabwe, in Beast Folk, which Saul understands to mean, hey, these guys are stupid, eh?
Saul's gonna nod while he does the Homer Simpson fade into a nearby book.
Gun in his hand.
he starts saying in Beast Folk, which all can hear, the tracks, the footprints, they split off into three, but two of them just disappear, and they leave the one. But there's three footprints. But where did the others go? Fuck! How did they leave me with these idiots? Just rumbling on as he's trying to like sign to you, like them, and then he goes 6. Walking.
You can hear Frank in the back just going, "Oh God, we should have gotten a translator."
Saul's gonna look around to see if he can figure out the
How much
answer
does
to the
Aslan
mystery.
understand?
It's Beast Folk common. You understand it. It's like the way I can equate it. It's like a lot of Bantu languages. There's lots of shared vocabulary, but they're like slight variations regionally. So you can understand what he's saying for the most part.
Alright, then I guess Aslan will say instinctively in Leonin, and he'll say Aina, which translates to where.
The guy sort of like looks at you and he goes, and he looks at you and goes, Billy, na sasa na kwa wasita. So he's trying to say to you, and you can understand about. So there was 2 footprints, and now there's 6 footprints. There's 3 people, but 2 fly away.
What is it? What's happening?
Aslan,
Why have we
Aslan is
stopped?
confused.
I don't know.
You see his eyes like scanning the horizon viciously, and like Tony goes, shh. But he doesn't seem to notice anything either.
John, could I help pop a head up, and this is just a bright green hair just popping out of the grass, and he's like looking around.
Yeah, I would like to take an active perception check just to see if I can.
With your passive, you're not seeing anything right now.
Yeah, I want to do an active also.
Yeah, go ahead. But you do notice that the tracks.
Oh, buddy, I got a natural 20. That's a 26.
Okay, that's beautiful. So you look around. There's birds in the trees and little prairie dogs, or meerkats, as we know them, checking you guys out. And there doesn't seem to be anything around. In fact, it's like you guys are the first thing to come past you in a little while, which is suspicious. You're only about half an hour away from where you guys were. You only walked for a little bit, and it was down this little gully. So you're not that far from where the campsite was, and yet there's nothing that you can see that's out of the ordinary. But you do notice that the 2 tracks that you guys have been following seemingly this whole time indeed seem to have 2 sets of tracks. So 4 more footprints behind them, which do seem to cautiously follow. And then there's 2 footprints, they sort of come together, and then there's no more footprints.
Okay, so we've seen these things levitate before and stuff like that. This isn't too crazy, any more than usual. Saul's gonna straighten up, and he's just gonna motion to carry on.
Well, yeah, John would say he would look down at the tracks, and he says, "Seems like there was some kind of meeting here, and 2 of the tracks just disappear. Perhaps more of those flying monsters, or that flying hooded squid man, whatever he was. Is that even a beast folk?"
What do you think? One of the hedgies have a mole?
Have what?
A mole. A mole. A mole.
No, I don't think so. But
Yeah.
But anyways, it's kind of, there's no way to track the 2 missing tracks. But a question for you. There was 4 monstrosities, right, that attacked us in the morning? It was 4 of them total?
When I said 1 that way, 3 that way. I think I said 4 that way when it was supposed to be 3 from one direction, 1 from the other direction.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I think I misspoke.
Okay.
Wasn't there 5?
And where are the two extra? Where are
It was
the 3
5.
extra tracks?
It's 4 and 1, but I'm not. I think it was 4.
I'm pretty sure it was 5, and then there were only 4 like actually combating us because of the fact that John. Like,
okay, so then I was right. So then it was 4 in one direction. You guys are following the trails of the one.
Okay, gotcha.
Which seemed to be the little one. Which seems to be the halfling tracks.
Basically, he came from here, right? And then we got here, and now there's 6 there's like 6 tracks, 6 different tracks, and 2 of them disappear out of nowhere, and one of them leads back to the campsite, which was the halfling. So where do the other 3 tracks? Where do they come from?
Seemingly further down the gully.
Alright, then we would he would point down further into the gully, and he would say, they seem to be coming from that way. Let's investigate.
This hedgehog folk is looking at you guys, and he's like, and then he looks at Aslan very seriously, you guys, and he says, "I'm not fighting for you guys."
I understand.
Fair.
He doesn't say that in
Aslan,
common. He doesn't speak common. That's it.
Oh.
Aslan Soul would understand that one.
Aslan replies,
I just think John would understand just from like the circumstances and his expression.
That's fair.
And then John would say in common, he would speak out in common, but he would speak into his mind telepathically, and he would say, "Don't worry, you can stay here.
You see what he goes like,
Wait for us here. It's me. I'm the one talking to you." As he talks in common, but he would like understand in beast folk in his own mind.
Does he comprehend what you say?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Okay, nice. He's still gonna freak out, and then he's gonna be like, "Who knew Chowie Quill?" Basically saying, calling you a witch doctor.
Okay. And so John would say, "Come on, let's go, and let's be quiet." As he goes to like walk towards the gully, and then he almost trips on a rock. And he has to like steady himself.
As you do this, he puts his hand out in front of you, and then he says, "Shh," and then he starts leading you along these tracks and taking you in that direction. Can you guys please give me the marching order?
Frank's at the back.
I'll be behind the little guy.
I think Aslan is behind whoever is leading.
Okay, so behind me.
I guess Saul and John would take up the front.
So the 4 of you have just said you're taking up the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're taking up the back.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be like the tracker, then perhaps like Aslan, since he said he's following whoever's leading, and then John behind Aslan, and Saul behind John, and then Lula, and then Frank. If we're going in an Indian, little Indians line.
Okay.
Wait, is that racist? Can I say that?
I don't-
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Definitely move past it,
Probably,
but-
man. It's 2022. Anyway, so you guys proceed down the gully, and you notice that the tracker once again stops in a sudden hurry, and then he steps to the side and quietly he points down at the tracks, and he shows you where there's seems to be a large like landing where two of the tracks seem to have hit the ground and then like scrambled off the side of the cavern, and then he points up towards where you can see like a bunch of like foliage has been pulled off the side, like the grass and stuff, the dry grass in the riverbank has been pulled off the side, seeming like whatever was there scrambled down the side, like, and then jumped into the gully and then scrambled in the direction. He leads you guys up, climbing the side of this gully, and you arrive on the same scraggly, thorn-covered, sort of rolling prairies that you guys have been so used to since traveling south. And he leads you through them, and you're looking at this, wondering how he's able to track through this scrub. Saul's done some tracking in his time. Aslan knows how to track in the wilderness, and still you guys are impressed with how he can move over dry ground, noticing turned rocks and bits of torn cloth on thorns and small little details that, unless you had a master tracker, would be very, very difficult to follow. And he takes you and leads you up to what appears to be an old abandoned farmstead with a single half-collapsed house. And as you guys reach the base of the small hillside that it's on, he tells you all to come to crouch down behind some rocks. The footsteps and everything seem to emanate from within this old shanty abandoned house. To describe it to you, it's what is called a sod settler house. It's literally made out of bricks of mud directly carved from the ground, then put together with wood and like wattle and daub on the roof so that the grass can grow over the roof, almost like a hobbit house. But the house is literally made out of like mud and sticks.
Mm-hmm.
And now half of that is now collapsed in, and the little shod wooden frame door seems to be completely broken and kicked in.
Spooky.
Sorry, not kicked in, like broken and like kicked out.
Okay. Like busted open from the inside?
Like something from the inside, yeah.
Okay.
You guys are probably about 50 to 60 feet at the bottom of this hillside looking up at it.
Okay.
The tracks seem to all come from this house. And from what you can see, there's been a little bit of movement around.
This is it, boys. Is everyone ready for a fight?
Yeah. Saul's gonna hold up his finger for just 1 minute, and he's gonna try to. He's gonna take a slate out, and he's gonna write wait for sign, and then he's gonna start creeping to the barn.
All right.
Roll your stealth if you'd like.
$29.
Oof.
Beautiful. Not that I think it'll make a difference, but I'm gonna roll just to check.
What the heck is that?
Well, I rolled a 5, so
Okay. So he's gonna creep up to the barn. I'm gonna try to see if I see anything, if I just from approaching it or hearing anything just from approaching it, but I think he's gonna come right up on it and just try to peek inside and get a good look at what we're looking at.
passive perception of 15.
Yep.
Silent.
Okay, can I do an active perception check or no?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, 23.
As
23,
Saul is,
Okay,
is
sorry.
doing all this, Frank would like to like kind of poke on the side of the rock and point his gun towards the barn, just in case he sees anything he wants to shoot.
Would you like to ready an action to shoot something coming out of the door?
Yes.
Okay. So, with your 23, there's something inside, but you're not quite sure what.
Is
You're
there
able to
are there
crawl
any
right up to the door
Okay.
and peek inside? And you notice some old abandoned furniture, what seem to be some chucked cloths on the side, and a freshly burnt fire, as well as one of the stump chairs, which is literally just a log that's been
Right.
chopped.
Right.
Seems to be been moved recently. The dust trail is pulled along the floor, and as you poke your head in, your stealth gives up. As you poke your head in, and fluttering out of the door comes a poor fucking owl. If you'd like to roll your attack, Frank.
Okay, so because I'm not a do I notice that it's an owl at first, or do I just see something flying out?
I don't know. It's up to you, man.
Yeah, man.
It's a Saul pokes his head in, and as he pokes his head in, about a second later, just wings and feathers.
Frank would hesitate for a second and then realize it's an owl and just...
And then shoot it anyways.
Everybody around him can see that he was about to pull the trigger, but then he's like, oh,
Oh, gun etiquette lesson.
Ah, true.
Sure, that's what he remembered. Yeah.
Sure, man.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to think, that's what you want to think, man.
I feel like it'd be pretty memorable.
So, with your 23 perception, you can see that somebody definitely seems to have been here pretty recently. From the inside, looking through like the dim light that's coming in through the door and the holes in the ceiling and the walls.
Okay. I'm gonna creep inside. Is there like a rafter or something I could go up and hide in?
It's a one room
Okay.
sod house, and half of that room is collapsed roof and walling.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which, by the way, like the roof and walling is collapsed in. Now the grass is just sort of growing there, so it's just a patch of greenery, really, on the outside.
Right.
Saul, is it clear?
Yeah, he's gonna poke his head out and gesture them to come in.
You can see Frank
All right.
flinch for a second as Saul pokes his head out as like he lowers his gun. He moves up
Yeah.
with them.
So John leaves his hiding spot and goes into the sod house to take a look inside.
You guys can see the scene as I described, with
Yeah.
some freshly moved furniture, what seems to be the ashes of a semi-recent fire.
John would approach and bring a hand close to the ashes of the fire and see if they're warm still, or if they're hot.
Still warm.
Someone's been here recently.
Is it a wood flooring or dirt flooring?
Dirt floor, packed clay.
Okay. I would like to check around where the stump originally was, just kind of like sweep away some of the dust with my boot, just to make sure there's not a little hidey hole or something hidden away.
Nothing that you can notice.
Okay.
It seems that there's one solid piece of dirt that is the floor.
Okay.
No cracks, no creases, no crevices.
All right.
Frank would like to like go up to the recently had fire and kind of like smell to see if he can distinguish what exactly this fire was used for, if it was just, some burning wood, or maybe there was a piece of meat on it.
You notice some small, what look like bird bones, discarded into the ashes.
Are they like still whole, or are they like broken?
They look like they've been chewed on.
Yeah, but has it been chewed on by like, an animalistic person or like a regular person? You get what I
And
mean?
you want to roll an investigation on somebody's like leftover chicken bones? Sure. But it appears to have just been someone's meal.
Looks like someone's been camped here very recently.
Where the chair got moved over, or I guess the stool, where it was moved to, is it next to like a window or an exit or anything like that?
Yes, it seems that the pile of stuff that was put in like of old class and random crap that was put in the one corner seems to be in the far end of the room, away from the broken edge in the door, and the stump seemed to be moved in next to the door, almost as if it's some sort of lookout position. As you guys look around more in the room, you notice that the broken furniture, while some of it definitely seems to be old and cracks and whatever, some of the breakage seems to be new, and there was some sort of struggle. And the more you look around, you notice that there's hemp rope, 10 feet of it, lying on the ground in 2 pieces, maybe 3 pieces. It seems it was hastily cut.
Seems like, if I were to guess, perhaps our attackers from the ranch were camped here. They were holding our friend hostage, perhaps, and seems like they did some kind of process, the same that had been done to the sheriff to turn him into some kind of monster. And then they went to that meeting place between here and the campsite, and they met with someone and spoke to them before they unleashed the monsters upon us. And whoever was with them seemed to have flown away. this seems to be what we know from all this.
That is just wonderful. And Lula ready, equips her shield on her upon hearing that.
Now, the question is, where did those two go? Or 3 or 4, however many it was. You would look around to see if the tracks came from anywhere but here, or if the weather has faded them away. You know, erased them.
You yourself, with as much searching as you want to do, can't find tracks on this bare earth and scrub.
Okay.
However, noticing you looking around, the hedgehog almost flippantly points 2 fingers and says, in one direction, which you would guess is slightly north of where you guys are, probably the direction of the ranch.
Okay.
What kind of rope did you say it was?
Sorry?
What kind of rope did you say it was?
Hempen.
Hemp
Yeah.
and rope.
Oh,
The cheap kind.
Yeah.
okay, never mind.
So Swift Shoe would point to the north, and John would see this, and he would say, "Yeah, no, that's the opposite direction of where we're headed. All right, I think this is all we might garner from this little trip. I think we should get back on the trail to the south."
So I was gonna try to make sure the place is like more or less the way we left it.
Okay. I guess you can roll a stealth check for that because it's the same thing, trying to cover up that you guys were here, sort of thing.
Fair enough.
So 20.
Yeah.
Jesus.
From what you can tell, you're able to cover up any dust that you've disturbed. You take like a fine layer of the desert sand outside, crush in your hands, and go to mist everything. And you seem to think that you've done a pretty damn good job of covering up any tracks and traces of your guys' whereabouts.
Yeah.
Noticing you do this, once again, the hedgehog man will come and like cover up your tracks from where you guys have walked and try and do a little. And then he notices the big Leonin and Lula's footsteps, and he goes,
Yeah, and John in his fancy shoes.
yeah, exactly. John's probably got like some very distinct heels that like point in 2 different directions or something, you know.
Well, don't disrespect the boots. They're good.
All right, and then I guess we
doesn't walk lightly either.
Hey, man, at least his tracks will be small.
yeah, small and deep.
Yeah, exactly.
So we would head south then.
Yep.
Beyond the Wake Mountains.
He keeps leading you, and you guys find yourself once again in the rolls of the fingers, which is that same chain of mountains that you found yourself in before, which leads into the Wake Mountains. And as you climb up these little rolling hills, you find yourself getting into ever more steep territory. And while the morning sun turns into the afternoon sun, you guys find yourselves beginning to mount and hike. And
You could hear
well,
Frank groaning.
Yeah, John would be struggling too. How much further to the top? Oh, goodness.
the hedgehog man just and then scurries along. He's about 10 feet ahead, like 10, 15 feet ahead of you guys at any one time, always constantly looking back, waiting for you guys. And while he definitely knows the path that he's leading you on, and it seems to be some known and clear-cut path, it's not a well-trodden one, and he's occasionally knocking dried bushes and branches out of your way. And he leads you up this snaking, winding route. Eventually, at about a little bit after midday, he stops on a rock that you guys have just climbed up this thing, and now there seems to be a flat rock almost hanging on the mountainside with another bear up against it. And he looks around, and as he does, he gestures you guys forward to where he moves a thorn bush innocuously, and there you guys find, perfectly surrounded by 4 stones, what looks like a resting place that seems to be well worn. There's one of the beast folk's smokeless fireplaces there, and he says, "Here, stay here, but go.
We got it.
Stay, but
What?
go?
What? Do you guys know what he's talking about?
Can you translate, Aslan? Are we supposed to wait here for him, or is this where we'll spend the night?
He looks at you and goes, "Y'all, 10 minutes. Not waiting.
Oh, okay.
Rest." And then he takes some of
Understood.
the water from his pouch and he drinks. He like motions him drinking the water.
I guess John would sit down.
Is this another short rest?
No, definitely not long enough for a short rest. Just 10 minutes for you guys to catch your breath.
Are we taking a breather?
Yeah, Saul's gonna settle in. He's gonna reach to his front pocket for a cigarette, but he's out. He's gonna instinctively reach for his pocket where the tobacco normally is, but it's out. And then he just folds his arms under his armpits like this and just looks really grumpy.
Aslan will hand 5 bullets to Saul.
Oh, nod gratefully and tuck them into his pocket.
Little Saul is on his fix.
After what seems like just 30 seconds, you guys have only just sat down. The Beast Folk man seems to be rushing you again and leads you once again out of the short track, carefully making sure to cover it behind him as you go.
The quickest 10 minutes of my life.
Yeah. Yeah, John would look up to him and like protest, but then sigh, and then just get up and pushing off his knees to get up and follow him.
Frank would want to look for a stick that's about his height that he can use as a cane.
It'll take you a second, but you can eventually find a little walking stick.
Yeah, you can. Frank just starts walking with it.
You guys find your way up the mountainside as the afternoon ticks on, and eventually you see the light of evening coming. It's hot, and you guys know the sun from this place beats down on you in the afternoon. But for every second that you're behind just a little bit of shadow from a rock or a little bit of scrub, you feel the mountain air on you, and it chills you to your bones. And then once again, the sun hits you, and you're sweating. And as you climb up, you eventually start to look around and notice that the late afternoon sky has turned to evening, as greens, reds, oranges, lilacs fill the sky, and the sun sets over the mountains to your west, and darkness descends upon you. But the hedgehog folk man seems to keep going, not letting you stop. Until, once again, you guys find a rocky outcropping, and he leads you into what appears to be a small crack in the rocks, where underneath you guys find a similar resting spot. And he says, "Here, sleep. Only 5, move." And he looks at you guys, and he looks at us, and he goes, "Just sleep quickly. We leave before dawn. Got it?"
What
Or
is that?
translate.
Okay.
Translate that.
Saul will post up with a rifle. Keep first.
So, well, not being able to see anything, gets sneaking suspicion that they were maybe being followed a little bit.
What, just like a gut feeling, or are there any indications that that might be the case?
He feels watched.
Now, this camping area we're in, is it like a cave or an alcove? I didn't quite catch that.
It's more so it's like a crack in the mountain,
Okay.
and you guys are just like in like a crack between the rocks, basically, and you guys are like sitting in the crack.
Right.
It's so like where the trail you guys were walking on, it's same thing. It's like slightly off of it, but you still can see that, like you could see anything coming up the trail. That's sort of why the spot is the spot that it is, you know.
What time of day is it? Because he said sleeping until.
It's after evening now. Like night has already descended.
Saul's gonna go back in.
It's dark.
With his slate, and he's gonna write down "followed."
You think we were followed, Saul?
He nods.
Followed.
This cave, it's not really a cave, it's more like a crack in the mountain. Does that imply that there'd be a way to kind of squeeze out the top without being seen?
It would take some serious spelunking, but you're not sure how deep it goes.
I mean, like out the
You mean
top.
like straight up?
Yeah, like straight up.
It doesn't appear to like there's no you don't see stars when you look straight up. You still see rock.
Okay.
Uh, well, we still need to rest. I don't think. I think we should try and sleep, and just keep. We can keep 2 eyes on watch instead of 1.
I'll take first watch.
And if you guys see anything, just turn on the lantern, and we'll be ready.
Got it. Sure thing. Come on, Sol.
Frank is just laying on the floor,
Yeah.
holding his gun, falling asleep.
Is he holding a shield? Is he? So
If the DM will allow me to, he'll lay on top of a shield.
You can lay on top of your shield. That's fine.
So and then John would say, "Oh, I'm so tired," and then he goes and he lays on the ground. But instead of falling asleep, he pulls out his little black book and he begins reading it and occasionally like writing into it and stuff for the next few hours until eventually he does fall asleep for like an hour. But then if nothing happens, it'll be his time for watch.
Sounds good. Saul's gonna let Lula go out first, and he's gonna stealthily follow her and kind of post up as hidden as he can with his rifle.
Do I know that you're behind me?
Oh yeah, I mean.
Yeah, you guys walked out together.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just kind of using you as cover, so it looks like there's only one person.
Yeah. Just remember, none of you have dark vision.
I know.
Yeah, that's true.
I know. He had a sour look on his face whenever it was decided to be him and Lula, and he's like, "Okay."
I guess you're not on watch. You're on listening.
Yeah.
You're on watch for any light sources.
Yeah.
While Lula and Soul are on watch, I guess Lula is gonna just quietly speak to Soul. Ah, wow, Soul. Did you ever think going after that orange motherfucker orb would have brought us here? Did you ever think that? Kind of crazy, huh? I know I'm basically speaking to nobody, but hey.
I don't care.
Don't you think about it? All right. It is kind of weird hearing you speak every now and then. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, don't tell the others.
Yeah, I'll be sure to do that. But damn, do you think we could have done anything different back at the ranch to ensure we didn't have this?
Surprised we did as well as we did.
Yeah. True. Hey, if I go down, make sure you get that son of a bitch that got me. All right.
Of course.
Sweet.
He loads the rifle, cocks it.
That's what I like to hear. Ready for shield.
I think we're gonna get ambushed.
I mean, that's a target-rich environment. I don't mind that too much.
All right, just sit pretty then.
Oh hell yeah! I hit the bed.
Excuse me, you hear from the darkness. I don't mean to interrupt anything, but
He turns on the lantern.
You blare the lantern. You blare the lantern out into the darkness. You see nothing.
John jumps to his feet. What's happening?
Voice, little girl.
And he would cautiously approach the entrance of the little cave that they're in, and look outside, and see nothing.
Soul, moving the lantern around in the darkness. There's nothing obviously there.
Show yourself.
Now, there's no need for that. I'm here to talk. What is the word parlay? Would you like to parlay?
Parlay. What nefarious nonsense do you have up your sleeve, you disembodied thing?
How about you step out into the light so we can see who we're speaking to, if we're to parlay? John would say as he brings a hand up to his glasses.
Now, I don't think that's necessary at all. Let's just talk as friends. We're not up to anything nefarious. I believe you're the ones who had the monsters running right to you. Now, that's a strange thing. Care to tell me about that?
Sure thing. What's your name, jackass?
Yeah, friends, we don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
You can call me Lily.
You happen to be a tiefling, Lily?
Well, maybe one day, when we're better acquainted, I'll let you know, won't I, handsome?
Tch.
Hey, Lily, you can call me Orphan. Sure. Call me Orphan.
So what do you want, Lily?
I want to know what attracted those crazy little creatures towards you lot. They ran to you like flies to shit.
How are we supposed to know that? We're just killing them.
Well, you see, now that's the curious thing. We were under the impression that you were working with them. And yet here you are all alone. Strange, isn't it?
May I ask where fucking our hedgehog friend is?
He's behind you guys, but he's more taking cover.
It's probably like shaking around the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not shaking around the corner. He's sitting in the corner. His eyes are like darting, clearly looking for how he's gonna bail.
Yeah, he's in fight or flight mode right now, or just flight mode.
He's in flight mode. He's not fighting this one.
He's just figuring out where to go.
Right.
Working with the monsters? Well, you clearly don't see any monsters, so show yourself.
Yeah.
Get real annoyed right now.
You guys are no fun. And then, about just on the other side of the trail, maybe 45 feet from you guys, you notice in a little puff of smoke, a bright red tiefling appears. She's pretty, with pretty black eyes, and two curled horns, like an eland's horns. And she smiles at you and goes, "Well, I've told you my name. Now what are yours?"
Now, I don't know whether you're that. Yeah, well, I guess Lula is taken back by how pretty she is. I can't speak. Wow, we.
God damn!
Joe would like put a hand back to everyone, and he would step forward and say, "You say we're friends, but I'm quite certain we're enemies. Your people attacked us back at the ranch, nearly killed me and my friends. Right? Why should we tell you anything, let alone our names?"
Listen. I think this has all just been a big misunderstanding. Though, I must apologize. You were just in the way, you know? Just a bit of collateral damage, you understand?
Collateral.
Clearly.
This parlay is going south if you think we're just collateral.
So tell us what you want. It's obvious that we're not working alongside those monsters. If anything, I'm sure you're tied to them.
If you're not working with them, who do you work for then?
We work for the common folk.
A laughable notion. But not something I haven't heard before. Fancy yourself a bunch of heroes, do you?
Why, of course. I'm sorry, go ahead, Lulu.
You don't have a good bone in your body.
You wouldn't understand the need for kindness and courage.
I'll have you know that we're the goodies.
Somehow I find that hard to believe.
Indeed.
Well, if you'd rather play for the other side, then you're very welcome to. But I'll let you know that we'll win.
Oh, we'll see about that. So is this parlay over, or did you actually have an offer for us? Beyond your snide quips.
Well, you still haven't answered me who you are precisely, who you work for, what you're doing with these creatures.
Wait, what was that sound?
Saul's
Like
gonna reach
snoring.
back and shake.
I've been doing this the entire time. I just took my nose crisp off. Now you can hear it.
Yeah, he's just gonna reach back and just shake Frank until he wakes up.
Shake Frank.
Yeah.
Do you have some sort of hog creature in there?
What? What's going on? Huh? Shit.
Well,
He's gonna
don't
point
keep
outside.
Quite frankly, I'm not inclined to tell you anything. I think it's best you leave while you still can.
Aslan will walk into the conversation scratching his ass, and he'll be like, who's this?
And she'll look and go, who's this?
When John
Oh.
makes the pointed threat, Saul is going to cock the primer on his rifle.
Now, do we really need to do this again? Was it not enough to nearly kill you one time? Do you really want me to do it to you again? I promise you, I really don't want to, guys.
Guys, it's too early in the morning. What are we doing?
I don't think
Who are you?
Hello, I'm Aslan.
Aslan, see?
Aslan,
this
no!
is how- See, this is how you introduce yourself. Thank you for having manners, Aslan. You may call me Lily.
Aslan, she's with the enemy.
Oh, okay.
Are we supposed to know this woman?
She visited Hills' ranch a day before we were attacked.
Frank just scratching his
Asking
head
for the
with his gun in
deputy.
his hand. Oh. Okay, what's her beef with us, man? I wanted to sleep.
That's what I want. That's what I want to know.
Visited the Hill Ranch when you were attacked. She smiles charmingly.
The hooded figure, he definitely didn't have horns, right?
Oh no, but there was two figures if you recall
Yeah.
correctly.
I'm sorry, I thought the token looked like it was like armored or something.
Oh, it looked like it had a plague mask on.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, and the second figure did have horns, you're right.
What do you want, Lily?
I just want to know whose side you're on. That's all.
She wants information.
I'm on the side of not getting kills. Jesus.
Well
Fuck,
then,
man.
Who's Jesus?
Hello,
Shut up,
hello.
John. Shut up, John. It's too early for that.
Do you have food?
So,
Would you like to take me to dinner, big boy? She smiles at Aslan.
He'll look at John.
She's not to be trusted, Aslan. Focus.
Saul looks at John.
If you have
and
nothing,
locks eyes with him.
yeah, if you have nothing else to offer besides you just fishing for information, I suggest you leave. Unless you want to
Hey,
tell me
Lily.
who you work for.
Hey, Lily, are you alone?
Eh?
Well, why would I answer such a silly question, sweetheart?
Well, you want information from us. We gotta know who you are. I like to know what I'm up against before I start shooting.
I wouldn't recommend it, I promise you that.
That's what I thought.
Now, we don't have to get aggressive here. But do tell me, there was an awfully big boom that came from the hill not long ago, the tunnel. Are you responsible for that?
Why would we be?
Well, you meet a strange party wandering around, and then something goes boom. You start to put one and one together, don't you?
Aslan will say, "Oh, I think she's talking about the
Shut up,
thing
Aslan.
that Saul blew up."
Shut up, Aslan.
Oh, so you did. Well, that's good to know. I think that
Allegedly.
puts us-
All you really need to know is that we'll do whatever it takes to ensure that the lands are safe. That no evil shall befall its people.
I'm just trying to
Well,
get
then-
paid, man.
I think you won't find any issue from us. Though a word of warning. This isn't some petty little monster or some rats in the sewer for some adventurers to go slay. There's bigger forces at play that you may not understand just yet.
You
What
don't say.
happens?
Let me just tell you that the eye is always watching. And then she disappears into back into the darkness.
What kind of
Um,
cryptic shit was that? Fucking.
Exceedingly fun.
When she says that, like John, he would look like almost like shocked for a moment, and then he's kind of like just standing there, staring off into space, lost in his own mind.
And with that great revelation of not much, some cryptic bullshit.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Be right back.
We'll be back.
And we're back. After your regular scheduled ad break. The party has just had a strange conversation with someone that they clearly didn't want to talk to, but was very interested in talking to them. And maybe, you know, could have gone better, but that's okay. Everyone has what they has and has their emotions. That's all right. The party's now left in the wake of her little disappearing act. What would you guys like to do?
Frank's gonna go back to sleep.
Same.
Fair.
Luna is just gonna take a deep breath to calm down and continue on her watch.
Is everybody back in the cave?
Yeah, I guess
Or
we would all go back to the cave, and John would look to everyone and say, "That was weird, huh? Who the hell does she work for?" He would say, looking at towards the exit, out to where she was, peering into the darkness.
Something about an eye, bitch.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out eventually. If not, I'll have to do some I'll have to ask some questions around.
All right.
See what I can dig out.
Yeah. That'll be for future us to deal with. Let's just try and get some rest. I'm still on watch. Don't worry. I'm still on watch.
Is it in the middle of the night right now?
Not exactly the middle of the night, but you guys have settled down, and it's more or less, evening time.
Okay, so
Late nighttime,
in that case, John would like to cast sending. He would kneel down onto his knees and place his hands upon his thighs, and he would close his eyes and begin to chant in a weird tongue, and he would message Mr. Ouijan, and he would say, Mr. Ouijan, the job is done. The pyramid is destroyed, and the mountain is damaged. There was a large monster within the mountain, and the connection ends. Yeah. And then he would cast it again, and he would say, and we were able to defeat it, but it flew away and fell somewhere in the swamps to the south. We are headed there now. By the way, do you know a tiefling named Lily?
You hear back after a short pause. Aye, okay. So, the pyramid's gone, but the cave, the mountain, is someone keeping count of my words? Can someone keep count of my words? I think that's about 12.
Yeah.
The mountain is destroyed, is it? And it's tiefling named Lily. No, I don't think. And then it'll go.
Alright. So after he finishes, John would stand up and dust off his knees and look to the group before they head to bed, and he would say, "Alright, well, it seems Mr. Ouijan doesn't really know of this tiefling, but I've told him what we've done and where we're going."
That's good to know. Thanks, John.
Yes, but beyond this moment, I think we should be careful of when we share information of what we're up to. Who knows who could be listening? He would say, looking to the cave exit.
Yeah. No wrong there.
Yeah, Saul's gonna head back out to return to watch.
Yeah.
Luna's gonna follow.
And John would be And then he would go back to laying down and looking at his book, and now he's adding new notes now that he's like spoken to Lily and stuff.
I mean, we'll tell Frank in the morning, I guess.
Once Saul settles in with Lula, he's gonna turn to her and say, "So did I catch that right? Was that devil woman one of the ones that attacked us on that ranch a few days back?"
I do think so, yeah. She
Oh,
did mention that. At least she alluded to that.
shit, I wish they'd made that more clear. I would have just shot her.
Ah, sorry about that. I probably, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know, though. I also wanted to hit her, but she seemed like she knew she could take us down pretty easily.
Well, maybe. Seems like a show off to me, though. I'm sure I'll get my chance next time.
Oh, yeah, she a cocky little bitch. Fuck her. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Well, okay then.
Well, night. And then he gets up and heads into the cave.
I can't tell if Lula is jealous or if she has a crush.
Yes.
Cryptic ass.
Well, the rest of the night, Saul goes inside. Lula's watch on watch alone. He's going to take the next watch.
Yeah, please, someone. And also, please, Saul, lift the light.
Yeah, he leaves it.
Yeah.
Who's taking the next watch? The hedgehog man will get up.
Okay.
Yeah. John would nap for about an hour, and then he would be awoken by either Saul or Lula. And
I'll wake you up.
Hmm?
I'll wake you up.
Okay. And then who will Saul wake up?
He'll wake up Frank.
Ah, what, man? Fuck. Oh.
He'll point out the front of the cave.
You leaving? Is it
Yeah.
morning?
He taps his wrist, points out back.
5 more minutes, man.
He gently kicks him.
Fuck. Okay, fine. Jesus Christ. Fucking. I'm too old for this shit. As Frank like slowly gets up.
Please will you guys roll your perception checks for me.
Oh. Frank and John?
Frank and John.
Perception?
Yes, please, sir.
And while we're waiting and we're out on watch. Oh my god. Okay, I got a 2. I rolled a 1.
Oh boy.
John falls back asleep.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So
keeping watch, he's keeping watch, he's looking out, he's like
yeah.
Frank barely awake, still rubbing his eyes. He rolled a 5.
Yeah, I would say so while they're on watch, John is kind of like sleepily talking to Frank the entire time. And then all of a sudden, like, Frank begins to go on a monologue and whatnot. And then he finishes it with like a question towards John, and John doesn't answer, so he looks over, and then John is sleeping, and then so he's been talking to himself for a little while.
Typical. John!
Who's there?
Gotta wake up, man.
Sorry, I have a lot on my mind.
You're not the only
Dawn
one.
breaks as light filters through from the crack above and in the thing, and with that, the hedgehog man seems to be up, and he's shaking you all. Get moving, move, come up.
Keep moving.
But I thought
Do we get a long rest?
I thought we'd be able to sleep some more.
Long rest.
Yeah.
Long rest.
Yeah.
Yay.
First time you get two in one session. You're welcome.
I guess the
I
bitching about it helps, huh?
I heard you're bitching and whining.
Yes.
Your prayers have been answered. But as you walk at the front of the door, you guys notice a symbol. It appears to be the shape of an eye with a straight line in the middle of it, where the pupil would be. In case any of you need a visual representation of what that looks like, my pen has stopped working. Great.
Yeah, it's an eye with a vertical slit.
That's the one.
Nice.
What is it like? Is it like from Zelda, the fucking eye of?
Oh, like a cat eye, right?
So like the
This is
B.
the symbol.
Oh, we can't see it.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Oh, like
Okay.
that.
Can't
Okay,
see it.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like a
where
cat
did
eye.
you say this? We can see this.
It's drawn on the ground no more than 10 feet from where Frank and John sat their watch.
Oh,
So it's just
and-
sketched
okay,
into the ground.
So it just got sketched. Like we saw it being sketched, or
No, you guys didn't notice shit. What, a 5 and a 2? Nothing. But
So,
as you
Fair
walk
enough.
out in the morning to leave and depart, you guys see it.
yeah.
so,
So,
Frank will like push like nudge John and be like, "Hey,
uh,
that wasn't there before, was it?"
shh, shh. John would like shush him and then like look around and rub his foot against it on the ground, like erasing it. They don't have to know. It won't make a difference.
Big train energy. I like it.
You can see Frank just take a big swig of his flask. He's like, "All right."
So,
done.
yeah, John walks back to the group looking a little stressed, and then he prepares to leave with the swift shoe.
Swift shoes on the path already hiking,
Oh shit!
looking back at you guys and going,
Come on, boys and girls, it's time to
come,
go.
come.
All right, come on, guys, we have to go.
Oh my god.
You can see Frank gives Saul a little side eye as he lets him walk past him.
Yeah, and John would say, I would kill for just 5 more minutes."
Oh, you me, bro.
Yeah, me too. As Frank just looks at Saul.
Meanwhile, Aslan's all bushy-eyed. He's like, "Why you guys feel like shit?"
He's doing like a little old lady power walk.
Strutting his stuff.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Morning to you too, Aslan. Next time you're gonna take watch, man. I can't do this shit every time.
Yeah.
Okay, next time.
I'm very jealous of
get
you right now,
going.
Aslan.
You guys hike further and further up the mountain, and the scrub seems to leave it as you guys move from scrambly sand and stone to bare granite rock. And the air is much cooler up here. And while the sun still beats down on you and it's warm even in the morning, the chill starts to bury deep into your bones. And right about at this time, you guys notice something about the path that the hedgehog man is leading you on. As you go, what seems to be a river, same thing, a cut in the stone, a riverbed or a narrow gully. You look up on either side of you, and the mountains rise very steeply. You guys are in some cut, it seems, between the two slopes. But in the 10, 15 feet gap path that you guys take, on either side of you, they're almost bare walls of stone. Not exactly straight, but you guys seem to be in some sort of cut or gully.
Great.
Like a little ravine.
Yeah, a
We're
little
not gonna
ravine.
have to get all the way back up there, do we? That's high.
The hedgehog man goes. He tells you to get down, and you guys notice that his movements seem to be more slow and cautious as you
Yeah.
make your way through this ravine.
I
John-
want to try to be stealthy.
Yeah, John presses himself up against the wall as he follows the swift shoe.
19 on
every-
my stealth check.
As everybody crouches down, you can notice that Frank, with his small stature, is just standing straight up and is just as just as tall as you guys. he doesn't need to crouch down.
As Lula crouches down, she crouches down and just accidentally whams a shield against the wall. She rolled a 6.
Lula!
The sound echoes off and the hedgehog man stops. Shh, 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 shh.
Sorry.
You'll notice Aslan is walking on all fours. He's
Ooh.
quiet like a cat.
Nice. Yeah, John's pretty quiet too with the 16.
While some of you are brought down low, the average stealth is still high enough that you guys are able to seemingly make your way rather slowly and quietly through this path. But as you do, you definitely seem to notice signs. This path isn't completely abandoned. And it seems that whatever travels here does so with some regularity. It's much bigger than you guys.
I'm gonna do.
What-
Can I do a
what kind of
survival check?
signs?
Try to figure out what it is.
The survival
I'd
or
like to help
nature?
out too.
Yeah, you can use your survival skills to try and ascertain what type of creature this is.
16.
What kind of signs am I supposed to picture here? Like,
It seems to be humanoid, very big. And as you step, Frank makes a step and the back of his boot slips a little bit as he tries to be cautious. And he looks down to notice that his tiny little foot is in a much larger footprint.
I don't like this, guys.
That is
The
a really big
16
foot.
Are we dealing with like a giant or something larger than us? I'm sure.
Hey Nick, we can like really hear you typing, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Sorry, guys, my bad. I'll try and
Okay.
take that off. So, you guys are clearly dealing with something that's larger than you.
Okay.
Well, we would try and sneak past, I reckon. And then Lula just bangs her shield.
That was my time.
Like I said, you guys seem to think you're being reasonably stealthy,
Okay.
but you're not quite sure, and you keep moving as cautiously as you can through the mountain pass, over cracks and through little gullies. Stones rumble underneath your feet. And once again, you start to get that horrible feeling like you're being watched.
Piss off, you ghost.
How high up is the top of the ravine?
So, like, there's at least a sheer cliff that would be nearly impossible for you to climb.
Okay.
About 15 feet up, and then beyond that, like all the way to the top, you're looking at like 75 at some point. Like you guys are at the bottom, and basically what it seems to be is that the whole hillside is up above you. You know.
Right. Okay. Shit. All right. I mean, in that case, what else to do other than press forward and see if we can make it through without running into trouble or getting cornered.
Frank would like to make an active perception check to see what the feeling of him being watched is.
Like, where's it coming from, or where's the most likely origin?
I'll
Yeah,
do the
or
same
like-
if that's all right.
He's just trying to understand why he has the feeling
Yeah.
of that he's being watched.
Yeah. Yeah, John's got nothing else to do other than look around too.
Okay.
But he got a 6.
I got a 10.
Guys,
I got a 12.
you're not. You can't exactly tell what it is precisely, but you do have the nervous feeling of being stalked.
Alright. I would just stay at the ready then. On high alert.
Yep.
John just like sneaking around.
Exactly.
Aslan is completely oblivious, but he feels good.
You guys walk.
He's like he's like with his axes in his hand, just just fucking walking around.
He's
he
on
is- he is-
fours.
Oh yeah, he's on all
fours,
fours. Never
yeah.
mind.
He looks like Spider-Man just crawling on the floor.
He's like pouncing, chasing a butterfly. Just kidding, just kidding.
All right, let's continue. So we continue moving forward.
And as you do, you guys hear sound like crackling and moving of stones on the ridge above you. As you look, you're not sure what it is, but it seems to come. And then, as you do, on the other side, a couple of stones just duk, 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 duk,
Yeah.
fall.
Yeah, John would
And
press
rumble down
himself
the
up
stairs
against the
outside.
wall. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. You perch yourself up against the wall.
Yeah. As rocks like come tumbling down and stuff. Even if it's over a head, he still does that.
Okay. And as you do, you guys hear echoing through the mountains. You can't tell exactly what direction it comes from. Can't tell if it's one or many. Strange hooting of ooh, ooh, ooh. As some sort of grumbling goes on around you.
John looks to Swiftfoot and he says, and also speaks to him telepathically, and he says, well, that can be good, can it?
You think?
Should we run?
The hedgehog man is hearing this in his head, and you're hearing back, oh fuck, run, oh fuck.
Alright, yeah, John.
The same instinct seems to kick in where his eyes are scanning around and he's going into flight mode.
Yeah, John basically just like points ahead, further into the ravine, like basically the direction they've been going, and he's like, "Come on, let's pick up the pace." And then he begins to like jog before he full busts out running.
Okay. We'll give chase.
Okay.
Same.
So
I was running.
I need to confirm that everyone is indeed running.
Yeah, and then also John would look to Aslan as they're running, and he would point ahead and say, "Aslan, run ahead. Make sure it's safe."
As he's running on his two back legs now, he will withdraw his 2 battle axes and just start running ahead. He can tell by his sprint that he's extra fast.
Nice.
I'll
Strides are very large.
Big steps.
yeah, I think Saul will try to match pace with them so we can try to double team whatever comes up.
Oh,
If
yeah.
anything.
Okay. So Saul and Aslan run from up ahead. They run. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do this with my internet is freaking out just a little bit.
Oh, take your
So
time.
Saul and Aslan run up ahead, and as they do, they notice that something seems to be running alongside them. And they hear cracking of large strides from the ridge above them. But as they look, it's almost like nothing's there. It's so creepy.
mysteriously.
And as you all run, I'm going to assume Frank is the slowest, right?
Yep, definitely.
Something swoops down from above. And while my Albe rodeo isn't working, there's a map being loaded up currently. And a large, hairy, pale figure swoops down, landing next to Frank, and immediately tries to grapple him with a giant, furry hand.
You can, as this man just jumps next to Frank, you could just hear him in the back screaming, "Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck!"
Look out!
As he's just running with the shield and gun in hand. Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
Lula changes direction in order to go help Frank, just in case.
I'll wait on
No,
the
yeah, John would definitely stop as soon as Frank gets attacked up close.
Yeah, if I hear it,
He would stop and
they'll
turn
come
around.
through.
You guys stop to see a huge, burly, muscular, white-haired beast creature with a strange baboon, ape-like face and two large tusks, two going up and two going down. And this thing, while trying to grapple at Frank, just roars at you. Frank, I need a counter check for that grapple, either strength or dexterity.
What's athletics or acrobatics?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Dude, I don't know why my computer is not loading this thing up, but it's freaking out right now.
It's fine. If we have to do theater of the mind, that's okay too.
Yeah, it'll work in theater of the mind. I'm gonna give up with the Albe radio right now.
Okay.
It's
Right.
just my Chrome is not working.
That's a shame.
Yeah, sorry guys. I also wanted to credit. I have to use these maps because I wanted to credit the person that I got the maps from. I downloaded them for a free map pack.
Nice.
Very
So
nice.
just to give a shout out anyway, because I will use them at some point. The maps were made by. 1 second, sorry.
Now let commence the battle music.
Yeah. These guys are really bad at their branding, hey. 5EIENPS. That's the website. They have some free maps and some maps that you can buy from them. All of them are really, really good. They have really good quality. They do night maps, everything like that. So go check them out. I'm gonna use this map at some point.
Sponsor
Many
us.
Anyway, commence battle music as this thing tries to grapple Frank. What was your roll? You still haven't told me.
I said Frank rolled an 8, I believe.
Yeah.
So this thing picks you up and is now holding you in its hand as it's about to leap up and jump away. But you guys all we can go in turn order now. Meaning that
Top of the round, John.
John, you're up.
Yes. So does he get grabbed or what?
Yep.
Frank is in the creature's hand. He's not picked up off the ground.
Okay. John would he would quickly remove his glasses and outstretch a hand to the creature, and his eyes would glow green, and he would say, "Umachikana putsetaya! Let my friend go and run away!" As he casts suggestion on it, and I need a DC Wisdom 15 save.
15.
Yeah.
Do I have +1? Okay.
Oh,
Roll for it.
I like our ad.
Max of 20. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh.
He says,
I think you might have to roll that giant thing like a little bit further away so it actually has space to turn around.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Because I don't think it rolls very, very like
Rigged.
So yeah, so anyway, so John is standing there with his hand outstretched, and he casts the spell and like smirks, looking all confident, and then his eyes stop glowing, and he sees that it fails, and he's like, "Crap!" And then he turns around and begins to run away.
The creature just looks at you and goes,
On you!
Yeah, and he runs towards Aslan and Saul and Lula. Crap! Crap!
No,
Crap! Crap!
Lula's
Crap!
running.
DM, could you describe what this character, like the Goliath or whatever the fuck this thing is, looks like again? It's some giant monster thing that grabbed Frank.
It's a white,
Was-
furry-haired, giant humanoid creature, right? Basically.
It seems to be in ripped muscles. Man, when I describe things the first time, listen. It seems to be ripped with muscles, and it has an ape or baboon-like face with tusks, 2 going upwards, 2 going downwards. Very, very angry. It seems to have pale white fur and is about 8 to 10 feet tall. It looks, have you ever seen a hairless gorilla like that, but with white hair on top of it? It looks angry.
Okay. So it's not wearing or holding anything apart from Frank.
Frank is the only thing in its hands, yes.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. No, I just needed to know that.
Improvised weapon.
He just starts hitting you guys with
Starts
Frank.
beating you with Frank for a D4, for sure.
Oh my god. All right, cool. John, is that your turn?
Yeah, that's his turn. He runs 30 feet away from where he was.
All right, Saul.
How far away is he from me?
You're running ahead. He's maybe 30 feet behind you.
Okay. I'm going to run at him. I'm going to take 2 shots at him. So 18
Okay.
hit.
That hits.
Okay, then a 24 hit. Alright, so that's 13 points of damage with the 2 shots.
Not bad at all, not bad at all.
I'm going to run up on him. I'm going to initiate a flurry of blows.
Go for it, roll your attacks, please. And roll damage at the same time, don't forget.
11 doesn't hit, I imagine.
No, that's too low.
So that's 7 points of damage. And I'm going to try, even though I know it's not likely, I'm going to try to do a stunning strike on him.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so it's a DC 14 con saving throw.
14. Gotcha. Save the 15, I'm sorry.
That's good.
It is 7.
Oof.
Well, that's my turn.
Bad luck. Happens.
So Saul is now right next to us, like in melee range?
Yep. Saul is in melee range with you, yes.
All right.
Whose turn is it?
That Saul is done. That means it's Lula.
Oh, sweet. All right. Well, Lula is going to equip her. Well, she has a quarterstaff in her hand, and she's going to, with both hands. I don't know why I rolled damage first. My bad. Okay, I guess the damage that counts. And she's gonna hit the monster in the shin. And does an 18 hit?
Hits.
Sweet. Okay, and then that is 7 damage.
Nice.
Yeah, she's gonna do the same thing again.
30.
Does a 13 hit?
Yes, it does. Oh, no, it doesn't.
Okay, and
13?
that's
No, just
okay.
missed it,
So
sorry.
13. So the second attack, she just whiffs it, and she.
You seem to hit into
Exhale.
this creature's thick fur. Doesn't seem to affect it.
Probably should have used the quarterstaff. Duh. And for bonus action, she is going to use she's going to use action surge. Do it again.
Okay.
And to hit, she gets a baby
Very nice.
natural 20. Yeah.
Rit.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And that's a you gotta be kidding me, 7.
You got a 1 and a
That's
you got a 1 and a 3 on his 2d8. That's a damn crying shame.
That's a damn crying shame.
Oh my word, yeah.
That's why I feel like crits should
And Lula's
multiply the modifiers too.
I don't know. I kind of like the one of taking full damage plus another dice, but anyway.
Yeah. And that's her turn.
Lula's turn. With that,
Yep.
you notice the hedgehog man. He splits and he's running like same as John, just 30 feet in the opposite direction. And as you two run 30 feet in the opposite direction, you guys hear landing next to you. 2 more heavy feet strike at the cliffside beside you, and as it does, holding a large boulder in its hands, it throws it down on you. I need a dexterity saving throw from
God.
you and from this guy. And 11.
Yes.
Why me? Oof, that's an 8. Oh god.
8.
Oh no.
You guys both get hit, and this boulder like comes crashing through, knocking the hedgehog man over, and pushing you to the side. The creature then roars at you, seeming to come in like it's going to strike. You both take 7 points of damage. The hedgehog man is not looking good.
No shame.
Hedgehog man is not looking good. The second creature then, with Frank still in his hands, takes a single claw to try and swipe its soul. That's a natural 5, so that definitely misses for sure. For sure. It's then going to take a swipe at Lula with 15 plus. Yeah, that hits. And as its claw just wraps into Lula's side, giving Lula 11 slashing damage, and 5 slashing damage and 3 cold damage. No wait, that doesn't work out. How did I do that?
Hang on.
So it's
Okay, yeah, sorry. That's 5 plus 4, so 9 and 3 cold damage. So it should have been 12. My bad.
Okay.
you're confusing us.
Sorry, guys, I'm confusing myself because I rolled both the dice at the same time like an idiot. Both of my
Heard.
damage dice, even though one was for cold damage.
Gotcha.
Wait,
Sorry,
before
all
we
3 of them at
continue.
the same time. The
before we continue,
creature.
Is Soul,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, is Soul within 5 feet of me?
Probably, yeah. You guys, it's 10, 15 feet across. You guys probably within 5 feet of each other, sure.
Okay, sure. Continue.
Okay. The creature will then look, and seeing Soul as the one who took 2 shots at it, it'll go and stare at you with its cold, icy eyes. And I need a Constitution saving throw from you, please.
The fuck?
That's a 6, my guy.
That's a fail, my guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shit, my guy.
You take,
Oh.
that's 9, 12, 13, 15, 15 cold damage, and you are now frightened.
Okay.
this is not the fucking session where Frank needed to go last. This is not the session.
And as it does
Are you
this, the
done
creature
yet?
then jumps 15 feet into the air and lands on the edge of this thing. Frank's still in his hand, shaking him about angrily,
Wait.
using half of its movement because it's holding a grappled creature. And that's my turn.
Okay, wait.
Frank.
So wait, he moved
That's
out
okay.
of attack range? Of
It should be
You
Aslan,
guys can both
right?
take opportunity. Sorry, you guys can also both take attacks of opportunity. Lula
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
hell yeah.
Soul,
Soul.
being frightened doesn't mean you don't get an attack of opportunity. You just have disadvantage on it.
Okay. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
And you can't
Hold
move
us off,
towards
baby.
it.
And you can't move towards it, yeah.
23.
Okay, so 23.
23, 23 hits. Both those hit, yeah. Roll your damage.
9
6
damage.
6 points of damage.
Nice, guys. Not bad hits, not bad hits at all.
Give it a little
Yeah.
parting gift.
Yeah.
Cool.
No,
I
I,
mean,
think
you
the
already
party
gave it
gift is
Frank.
Frank.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
The party
true.
gift is Frank, guys.
The creature is starting to look rather bloodied.
He's rocked.
But the one in front is still roaring at at John and the hedgehog man. It's Switch you. That's my turn.
Aslan.
So now it's Aslan.
Yep.
Mhm.
I guess Aslan was running the most forward. So who is he closest to right now? John?
John, yeah. John has
So John then ran a further 30 feet, so you'd probably still be closer to the pack in the back. However, you're still within run, like you could still run to that monster. The problem for Aslan right now is both of them are up on the cliff sides.
The ones that were throwing boulders at John. Are up
Yeah,
on
the one in
cliff side.
front was the one that was throwing boulders at John, and the one in the back is the one that just took the attack of opportunities to jump back up the cliffside.
But wasn't Aslan ahead of the group? He was running up ahead.
Yeah, he was.
And then
he was running
Frank was at the back, so one dropped on Frank, and then
Saul ran back.
yeah, John ran like towards Aslan. You know, after he
Aslan was
shot.
up at the front, but I assume like in the 30 feet probably would have taken you past where Aslan was, because I wouldn't assume you'd be more than 30 feet away from the rest of the party, right?
No,
Yeah.
he wouldn't like full on run away from the whole group either, but
Exactly right.
I
So
just
you'd
I
probably
just
be
I
somewhat
just
between
imagine
you guys.
yeah, I just imagine Aslan was like 30 or 40 feet ahead or something. But I guess I just overestimated that.
I was thinking more like 15, 20.
20. I was
Okay.
thinking 20.
Yeah, that's fine.
Given their movement.
Technically, Diego, it's your character. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Where do you want to be, man? Like, this pointless arguing about it. Let's get on with it.
Picture right now.
You're in the middle of the two groups. You can be closer to whichever one you want.
Yeah,
What
I
do you
guess
do?
he would be in the middle. Like he would probably stop once Frank got grabbed, and then I guess John probably kept running past him. So you should be somewhere in the middle.
Ran past him.
How tall up is the cliffside?
About 15 feet, but it's not sheer. You can climb it. It's more like difficult terrain.
Okay, so difficult terrain just means I have half my walking speed then.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
well, it'd be a quarter, right? Because it's half.
Quarter, yeah.
Yeah, because it's when you're climbing, if you don't have a climbing speed, it's half, and then if it's difficult terrain, then it's like double that, right?
So I guess it would just be I guess it would just be climbing, right?
Yeah. Well,
I mean for it to just be halved.
Gotcha.
I can
Okay.
get up there in a turn.
Okay.
Okay, so does that mean I'm exactly 15 feet away from the creature?
No, slightly more.
Fuck.
You're at the bottom of the thing, but they're both like away from you and up. You know.
Okay, so I couldn't get to them
So-
this turn.
So how close is he to the wall? To the little cliff face, to the sheer.
I'm assuming he's in the middle of it, so 5 feet on either side of him is where the sheer face
Okay.
is.
So he has enough movement to
Alright.
climb up there, right?
Yeah, I could get up there.
No, I don't because you said it's a quarter. So it's
No, it's
15.
No,
Fine,
it's
you have
not. It's
half
half.
movement.
Yeah.
Ah, I have. Okay.
Yeah. He said difficult terrain, but it's not. It's just a climb.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
a plan. I didn't mean for it to be
Okay.
stacked on top of each other. I just meant for it to be difficult in one way, you know?
Gotcha.
As John gets and the hedgehog gets struck by a boulder, Aslan will look up at one of the giants. I guess he'll go to the left one, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and just instinctively he's gonna roar and rage and go. And then he already had his battle axes out, so he's gonna just start climbing. He's gonna sprint towards the cliffside and legit
Mhm.
just start running up towards it.
Nice.
Dash action then?
No dash action. I mean,
Okay.
it's just a very epic way of climbing it.
Yeah.
Pretty brutal. I like it, yeah. Is that your turn?
Once he gets to the top, I think he can attack because half of 45 feet is 20.
Oh yeah, you have way more
Yeah.
movement, so yeah, you could probably
Yep.
reach them still.
Yeah,
Think about
so
that.
there's
Yeah, of
basically
course.
an enraged barbarian running up a cliffside, and then once he gets to the top, he's gonna jump and he's gonna double strike with two battle axes at the same time. He's gonna jump and
Okay.
Is he gonna
strike
reckless?
Rule
the
of cool,
chest of
rule of cool, whichever one you want, you can have. You want the one that Frank's holding or the one at the front?
the one that threw the boulder at John.
Okay, so the one at the front. Gotcha.
Yeah. So one of the hits are gonna miss. The other one is gonna. So the right one misses and the left one hits for 12 damage.
Nice. Not bad at all.
And your third attack?
He uses bonus action to rage.
Oh, gotcha. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
is that
it.
your turn?
Yeah.
Frank, you are now in the grasp of this large creature. He's shaking you about a little bit.
Okay, so we're on like a cliffside, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
how wide is it? The thing that he's standing on with us or with me?
It's same thing. It's not as sheer, but it's like a mountainside, and it just sort of goes up, winding to the top of the hill, to the top of the mountain. I know what you mean. Like you're not like on a like little cliff base or on a path or anything like you were before down below. It's just
Okay, so there's just space around. Okay. So Frank is going to create his Eldritch Cannon. If I can, I don't know if you want to let me.
You're
when
up
I'm
in the
grappled.
air.
Yeah,
You're like you have to drop it down and stuff like that.
I'll let it drop
I
down.
mean,
Yeah.
you technically can, but it's a complicated operation for sure.
Yeah. But
I don't see anything that would stop you from doing it, but it seems unlikely if you get what I'm saying. You know.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Kyle, do you have something?
Well,
Because I mean,
I just think.
grappling rules is written, nothing stopping him. But
No, I mean, I would let him do it. Maybe he has like a smaller version of it or something. But if he's like 10 feet up in the air, maybe the turret takes 1d6 fall damage.
probably 10 feet up in the air.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay. Which one are you deploying?
Force Ballista.
Force Ballista. Good to know.
And then he will use his bonus action to activate it. And 16 hit.
Yes, it does. I'm gonna ask you to roll a d6 for me to see how it lands. If you roll a 1, it's gonna go badly. If you roll a 6, I won't roll the damage. Is that fair?
Yeah. Okay. Also because it's the Force Ballista. Yeah. You. So I'm gonna roll custom d6. 6.
Beautifully. No damage for your ballista. You're able to like plop it on the ground and it lands.
And then he blasts it for five force damage and pushes him away from Frank. So that should mean he lets me go.
He keeps holding you. He's not gonna just let you go. You're in his grasp, bro.
So we just both move 5 feet backwards away from the cannon.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, sure.
How much damage was that? Sorry.
5 force.
5 damage. Okay, 5 force damage. Good to know. Is that your turn?
Yep, that's all I can do.
Top of the round. John, what are you doing? Soul, you're up next.
Let's see. The creature, this great ape that plopped next to him, is it 15 feet above him or is it right next to him?
15 feet above and maybe 5 feet ahead, as the hedgehog man was slightly faster than you. So it's like 15 feet up and then like 1 block that way. You get what I mean.
Okay.
Right.
So I am going to. I guess he'll just look towards. Wait, so Aslan attacked that one, the one that bouldered him. I guess he'll just shoot that one. With a beam, he'll lower his glasses and say "Irota," and then he'll streak a green beam across the side of the mountain and across the creature. Let me see.
Yes, sir. Roll your attacks,
Me,
please.
guys. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just gonna roll up a new character as
Ooh.
Frank gets taken away.
He hits it. Ooh, he hits it with a 26 for 13 force damage. Second part of the beam. Crit. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad for another 14 force damage.
14?
Yeah.
That's a big hit, man. Not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, so I got 27 total force damage against this critter.
Jesus, dude, not bad. Wow.
Is it bloodied?
The creature, yeah, no, you hit this thing and it's starting to look messed up.
Can we say it cuts his arm off? Just severs his arm?
You didn't shoot the one that's holding Frank.
No, I know, but I'm saying the one that he did shoot.
Cut his arm off, man.
The critical hit. I'll roll a con check. How's that?
Sure.
16. It's definitely hurt. You definitely messed him up. He's bleeding from the eldritch wounds in his body. And his arm is a little bit damaged, but you didn't cut it off.
All right. And then John's gonna turn and look to Frank and see that he's still stuck, and he's gonna run over. Yeah, he's gonna run over to him and try and get into range, which is 30 feet, to try and do a telekinetic shove on him to see if he can pop him out of the creature's hands while it's getting attacked.
With your movement, you should be able to get into.
Yeah.
He's 15 feet up. I think you can just make it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in
So
30 feet that way, you can.
yeah. So
you can maybe just make it back. I'll give it to you because it sounds cool.
yeah. So he would do that, and now basically Frank can just choose to fail, and it just happens. But since it's being grasped, I don't know if you want to have him roll like a strength save or something. The DC would be 15.
15.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll that again because I knocked it with my paper. Natural 1.
Yay!
Aren't you happy I rolled it again? Because before it was a 16, but I didn't want to count it.
Thank you, paper.
So
So John would outstretch a hand towards Frank, and then he would just go.
If Frank wants to be telekinetically shoved against his will, or if he'll fail the save on purpose. Frank?
So wait, if he fails it on purpose, then he gets shoved as well, right?
He's the one getting shoved, yeah. If he doesn't fail it on purpose, then he gets to make a save to see if he moves it.
Yeah, you won't be prone or anything. You would just move 5 feet away from the creature.
Yeah,
And
just
drop
knock
10
you-
feet out of its
just
hand.
knock you
But
out
yeah,
of
that's
its
true.
hand.
You would take 1d6 fall damage.
What does it look like?
But also not be grappled
for John
anymore.
to do this?
So John, he would just like be running towards you after beaming the other creature and grievously wounding it, and he would just like outstretch a hand, and he wouldn't say anything. He would just like go like this with his hand, and then you would feel like you being tugged aside, like out of the monster's hands, like trying to escape its fingers.
You feel a slight tug on you, and all of your clothes go.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm gonna say, because Frank doesn't know that John is doing this and he's the one in the thing. Frank would probably try to resist it purely because it's just a random fucking shove.
Okay, roll a DC 15 strength save.
Strength save. It's not like I have very good strength at all anyway. Oh my god! That's the one time I roll very well. I rolled a 17.
All right, cool. So nothing happens then. He just gets tugged, jerked for a moment.
Frank just feels the tug and resisted, and he's just like, "What the fuck was that? Help!"
Yeah, so there was a tug, and the creature is nearly able to think, but in the pull, even though Frank is able to resist it and isn't pulled, the creature feels like something weird and drops Frank out of his hand.
Nice.
I rolled a natural 1. Something had to happen, right? However, Frank does get dropped on the ground. You can roll a dexterity saving throw, please.
Yay!
What is it, DC 10 or something?
10, yeah, literally.
Oh well, I made
There we
it
go.
then, 'cause
So
I
you-
rolled a 12.
So you're not knocked prone.
Perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not knocked prone, and you're able to steady yourself as you land just on the edge of the cliffside.
Oh shit. He
There
still
is a
he
cliff
still
side. I
takes
thought you
damage
said
though,
there
right?
wasn't.
He still takes 1d6 damage.
It's
think it's
he's
low
like
enough,
literally being
yeah.
held at about 10 feet, so he could be like above or below it.
Okay.
That was the other thing I was rolling the dex
Alright.
for. I did the same thing with the little thing.
Gotcha.
I thought you said there wasn't a cliffside. Otherwise, I would have fucking used my force ballista to blow this thing off.
It's not like a cliffside. Like I said, you guys are in the gully, and the gully goes about 15 feet up, and then it's just like hillside, you know. So this thing's like right on the edge of just roll. You were like right on the edge of rolling into the gully.
Oh,
Gotcha.
that way. Okay, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. All right, sorry. Okay, cool.
No worries. But
And so that's John's turn.
that's John's turn.
Saul.
Next is Saul.
All right.
You're next.
Are both of these creatures within range of my gun?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the one that John just beat the shit out of. I'm gonna take a shot at that one. I'm gonna see if I can kill it and then turn my gun on the other one. But if not, I'll shoot both attacks on it.
Okay,
And I'm gonna go ahead and do a Kinsei shot on it.
good to know.
And because this isn't the one that frightened me, I'm not gonna get disadvantage, right?
No, it's
No,
on its line
no-
of sight.
No,
It's
no,
while
you,
it's
you,
within
you still,
sight of you.
yeah, you
Yeah.
still do get disadvantage because it's with while it's
Okay.
still within view.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Unless you know, you turning your back to it. If Nick wants to count that, since we were doing facing rules, right?
I'm gonna say like you may turn and look at the other creature, but your back is still in chills.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fine.
Your hair is still standing on end.
11 misses, right?
11 misses, yeah. And you can still hear the angry cries of the creature behind you as John tries to pull Frank out of its hands. You're still
Yeah, I
hitting
did-
bricks, bro.
I just missed on both of those.
You're still shitting bricks, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
However, at the end of your turn, you can remake the save.
Oh, okay. I could have done that earlier, maybe.
No, you can do it at the end of your turn.
No, it's at the end. Yeah, you'll spend at least
Okay.
one turn frightened.
So is this wisdom based or is it still con based?
13 con. I don't know why it's the thing is it's not a wisdom thing because it's
I made it.
what makes
Yay.
you frightened is being cold.
I made it.
You make it nice.
Yep.
It's like as far as I can understand this ability, it literally gives you chills.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh,
You
is it your
take
turn?
cold damage. Anyway,
Yeah.
is that your turn, Soul?
Yep,
Lula.
Lula,
that's
you're
all.
up.
The monster that's got Frank, or at least shot Frank. How high is it? How high is he again?
15.
15 feet up,
Yes,
yeah.
fine, that's perfect. All right, so Luna is going to whip out her hammerlock pistol, hammer shot pistol, and she is going to shoot the bitch. That's above.
Okay. Roll your attack.
And oh my goodness, 20!
Yay! Get him.
Natural?
Damn.
Yeah, natural 20.
Yeah.
Beautiful, crit him.
Oh,
For
Dude, what
another
happens with
low
your
roll.
crits? Oh man, your crits are so unlucky.
rolled a 2 and a 3, man. Jesus.
Bruh.
Gygax
Right.
is not with you, huh?
Nope.
Dude. And with my second action, she's gonna put the pistol away, and she's going to equip the hand axe on her waist, I guess. And she's going to jump in the air so that she's a little bit closer to, in theory, to the beastie monkey motherfucker above her, and she's gonna throw it.
Okay. The range is 2040, right?
At 2060.
2060, you're not at disadvantage, you're fine. You can throw.
Yeah, so that's a 23.
Nice.
Hell yeah. And that's a 7.
Nice.
My word.
the same damage as your crit. Hey man, who needs a gun when you have a hand axe?
Yeah.
That's still 14 damage in a turn. That's not bad.
Not
Not
bad.
bad, not bad. Is that your turn?
Okay, and that's my turn. With that, she's gonna land, quickly reload a pistol, and then get ready for the next round.
Gotcha.
With the bonus action.
With that, both of these creatures roar. The first one takes a big swing at Frank, just and tries to hit him. And misses. Takes a second swing at him, just trying to smash down at him. And that's 10 plus 6. Your AC is way higher than that, isn't it? 16 still misses, yeah. Smashes down next to Frank. And then seeing that he's been got, the creature turns and flees. You can take an attack of opportunity, but it has to be a melee attack. Yep.
Me? All right.
Yes, sir.
That means that Frank will try and hold on. Let's see. We'll attack. 30-20. Frank will touch him with his hands as lightning shoots from his hands into the creature.
If I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
you can't cast spells as a thing unless you have Warcaster feat.
Yeah, you can't.
Is
You
that
can't.
true?
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
cast a cantrip as
Unless
an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, attack of opportunities are only for.
Guess best you could do is either just an unarmed strike or an improvised weapon attack with your gun or something, your shield.
Okay. What would be the modifier on that then? Because I don't know.
You're not proficient
For an
with
unarmed
improvised
strike-
weapons.
Yeah.
No.
An unarmed
No.
strike, you take a hit, and then it's your strength modifier is the damage. So
Yeah.
you have 1 minus 1.
Okay, so
No,
never mind.
but I think it's still a minimum of 1 damage, isn't it?
It is?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, maybe. So you can do 1 damage on it if you hit. You want to do that?
Frank just slaps him on the butt as he runs away. Like, you fucking dirty ape! Boom!
Alright, roll your unarmed strike. I guess you could just do a straight strength roll or something. Oh no, wait, you gotta add your proficiency. You'd still be proficient, right, with unarmed strikes? Is that like everyone, or?
I think everyone's proficient with unarmed strikes.
Yeah.
Anyway, I do 1 damage. I
Yeah.
guess.
1 damage, nice. As the first creature runs away, the other one, throwing boulders, looks at its companion, looks down at you guys, looks at the burns across its body, roars, and then takes a dash action, also up the hill, 60 feet in the opposite direction. The first one, you can see, it's 30 feet away, up the hill, away from Frank. The second one, 60 feet up, neither of them are taking an action to stealth. That means, Aslan, it's your turn.
Oh,
So
Wait,
what's the
what-
creature that wait, go on?
They're you're talking about them both fleeing, or there's more of
Yes.
them?
They both fled.
Okay, gotcha.
They ran.
Oh, the two on the cliffside fled.
Yeah, so one was on the cliffside behind you. That was the one that was holding Frank. It lashed out at Frank, trying to attack him, and then decided to run away after it failed completely. The second one thought better of it and took a dash action straight up the hill.
Gotcha. But the one that attacked Frank, we still have line of sight on it, right? You said?
The one that's 60 feet up is you can still see him, but he's 60 feet up. The one that attacked Frank is only 30 feet away because he used his action.
Okay.
And the one that John and Aslan attacked?
That's the one that's 60 feet up.
That's the one that's at the front, 60 feet up.
Ah, okay. Alright. So there's nothing in range, I guess. So the combat is pretty much over.
For Aslan, at least.
I guess he'll
Unless you want to do
climb down.
a long throw javelin or something. Right? Because
Do I have
javelin can be
any?
thrown up to 100 something.
I have one.
up to you.
I'll hold on to
go.
it. My
That's your turn?
last lonely javelin. He'll
That's your turn?
climb down. He'll climb down the cliffside and he'll go up to Aslan as his.
Go up to Aslan. Aslan will go up to
Aslan will go
Aslan.
up to Aslan.
Aslan will go up to John and wipe off the drool from his mouth and and some of the blood that's splattered on his face.
John spares him a glance, but then he looks at the ape that's climbing. That the one that's 60 feet up. He's like watching it leave, like taking aim.
Okay, well, Aslan, with you
Yeah.
done, Frank, it's your turn.
Frank is going to aim his gun and his cannon at the one that just attacked him, and he's pointing at him and he says, "Not so big now, huh? You damn dirty ape!" As he casts both fire bolts and shoots him with the thing.
Roll your attacks, please.
Firebolt misses.
Damn.
Damn shame. Crying shame.
And the force ballista also completely misses.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, Gygax, I get it. You don't want me to do anything today. Fine. Whatever. So he completely misses. He's still like catching his balance a little bit, and the force ballista doesn't seem to be calibrated perfectly well either, and it just both misses.
Yeah.
Okay, well, John and Saul and Lula, you guys all have a turn before these creatures make their dashes out of sight.
I'll aim for
Frank-
the
Frank-
John?
I'll aim
Frank,
for
are you
the-
done?
If because I know that Frank is going to be able to have one more shot, right, before they get out of range.
Unless they hide, maybe.
Okay, cool.
We'll see. I'll tell you what happens, but I'm just telling these three that it's their turn. Quickly,
Yeah,
what do you guys want to do? John, what are you up to?
John is just gonna try and beam the one that's 60 feet up. See if he
Okay,
can
go
see
ahead.
if he can finish it off.
Do it.
Alright, that's one
I did
hit.
4 points of damage on the weakest one.
Okay, so that's a hit on the 60 feet up.
Ooh, nice.
Just roll all of them.
60 feet up is 14 force damage.
Oh, beautiful. Is that just the first one?
No, the second
No,
one was
other
a 10.
misses.
Next, okay, second one misses. You strike it in the back. This thing is not looking happy, but it's still running like fuck. Soul, and then Lula, you're next.
No,
So
wait.
roll your attacks if you want to make them do whatever you want to
Nah,
do.
fuck it. Never mind.
Sorry, you wanted to do something?
Nah, I was gonna quicken a spell, but I'm not gonna waste my points just to finish this thing off.
Okay.
So, Saul,
I
which one are you targeting?
The one that Kaio just hit.
Okay,
was-
I'm just saying the one that Frank attacked seems to be the one that took the most pain.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll do that one, but I already rolled it. I got 12 damage.
yeah.
12
he's
damage.
the one that
Okay,
does
not
12
bad at all.
damage. And then Lula does 5 damage to whichever one she wants to try and hit.
Which
The
one?
one
Lula?
that was doing shit with Frank.
Okay, the one that was doing
Nick-
shit to Frank is now looking like he's on his last legs, turns to roar for a final time, and tries to make a complete haphazard dash up the hill. Gets 60 feet away, but you can still see him about 90 feet away at the top of the hill. The other one runs about another 30 feet and then seems to dive behind a pile of rocks and gets a natural 20 on its stealth check. Now it seems to disappear into the mountainside. Aslan, unless you'd like
Blast!
to do anything, there is one more in sight about 90 feet up the hill from Frank. And then
But
it's Frank's
he's
turn.
fighting or is he running?
He's running like fuck. There's
No,
this
no, no.
guy, and he's running like fuck.
Then he's good.
Frank, what are you doing?
12 doesn't hit, does it?
That misses.
Okay, so he hits it with a firebolt
Mm-hmm.
for 8 plus 7,
Nice.
so 15 fire damage.
He had 10 health left.
Yay!
As Frank shoots him straight through the head with a firebolt.
You see a puff of smoke as the creature just... and some rocks come tumbling down the hill, rolling past Frank's feet.
Bitch ass.
Nice.
Puts his gun back.
Woo!
And as you guys have won your victory, you look around to revel in your success, seeing the one has disappeared, the one's body lies, joining the shapes of all the rocks on the hillside, and your scout is nowhere to be seen.
Oh,
Can I look around for the scout?
Look around for the scout.
where did this guy go?
It's 14.
Even I'm going to take your passive on that with 15. You guys have no idea where your scout has run off to.
Okay.
And as you scrambled and search after your fight to look for where he could have gone, I'm going to end the session there. Thank you so much to everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed as much as we did. I hope everyone had a happy Halloween season. I promise you we'll do the same thing next year. If they can have Christmas for 6 months, then damn it, we'll have 2 Halloween sessions.
Heck yeah!
Anyway,
Yeah.
best of luck on all your future adventures, and have a lovely weekend. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for watching.
See you guys.
Till next week.
Hey y'all.
All right.